3 minutes! Back to the Future, 40th anniversary and cinematic perfection. Let's go! Quentin Tarantino has said that this is one of life's few perfect movies. Across all the ages of cinema, amongst everything that man has seen, this is his idea of cinematic perfection. And it's hard to argue with him, not because he's Quentin Tarantino, but because Back to the Future is impossible to deny. Welcome back to RVW Movies, home of the 3-minute movie media. I'm Reece T, and this is one of the most important movies in my life. I kit bashed this very Marty McFly costume for Halloween a few years ago, and with this being such an important movie in my personal history, please let me know what you think about what I thought down below. A core idea in this film is, if you knew your parents when they were kids, would you have been friends? This is an intersection between science fiction speculation and fantasy daydream, and the power of those two concepts is what drives the movie, not just through its plot, but across now quite literally generations. It's also proof of its power that it can push the parental plotline further into, at best, icky territory, yet still be one of the most warmly received movies of all time. Sitting on the swing point between those ideas and genres, a lesser filmmaking team may have gotten the balance wrong. But Steven Spielberg executive produced this movie, which belongs in that rare class of movies where it's actually the highest compliment to be surprised that he didn't direct it. It is directed by Robert Zemeckis, who 9 years later would win multiple Oscars with Forrest Gump. And my personal hero Roger Ebert compared this movie to Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life, with all three films being deeply humanist movies where an altered timeline shapes a hero's worldview and thus our own. Why does this high-concept sci-fi work as all-ages entertainment? Simply because, corny or not, it speaks to the soul. Everyone involved is on top form. Michael J. Fox delivers a performance still iconic 40 years later, defying how exhausted he must constantly have been with his insane working hours, and Christopher Lloyd becomes Christopher Lloyd in this movie. If it's a coming-of-age tale on-screen for Marty, then it is for the real-life Doc Brown as well, becoming the wide-eyed and endlessly entertaining archetype he's now known as. Then there's the soundtrack. Johnny B. Good, Earth Angel, and The Power of Love are all deeply aspirational needle drops that'll someday play at my wedding, all for very different reasons. And that's to say nothing of Alan Silvestri's score, the cues for which are among the very best in cinema history. Nobody performing on screen misses a beat, and neither did I this time watching for what might have been my 100th rewatch, yet still locked in. I mentioned one personal hero earlier, but Michael J. Fox is another, mostly because he existed in this world. To paraphrase another sci-fi franchise, which honestly this one may now have eclipsed, love for this movie runs strong in my family. I have it, my mother has it, and my uncle has it. This is maybe the easiest 5 stars I've ever given because this is cinematic perfection. A comfort movie, soul food of the highest order, relentlessly entertaining and satisfying even after all this time, and I cannot imagine how I would exist if I had never seen it before.